All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Everybody's having technical issues, but know what? We do what we do. CEOs make a way. CEOs just figure it out and keep going. So welcome to your Thursday huddle. This is this is a very important topic. As everyone is coming in, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. We're doing things a little untraditionally. I know. Hey, Vanya, good to see you. Hey, Jackie. Hey, everybody. Good to see everyone coming in. I was just saying, everyone seems to be having tech issues, including myself. We don't have our fancy presentation today, but we're going to get this content out anyway and get you guys going into your third, what do you call it? Third installment of spring, spring strategy sessions. So today's discussion, as you guys are coming in, today's topic is touch points. Just to do a recap, because we've been doing a recap each week on these strategy sessions when we got started, because I want to make sure that you guys have a framework. This spring strategy sessions is to give you guys a 30,000 foot framework for fine tuning your business for the summer. Summer is coming. And what do we say? We want to make sure that we're working smarter, not harder. Many of us have kids. We're going to be out of school. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening that you want to make sure that your business is still, that your marketing specifically is still working to fuel your business. That's very important during this summer session and forward. And so the first thing we talked about, the first Thursday of this month, we talked about listings. I want to do a recap. We spoke about listings, and we spoke about untraditional ways for you guys to find inventory in this market. We talked about there's a lot of sellers that are not wanting to make a move because they're thinking, if I sell in this market, then I have to buy in this market. And the same challenges that my buyers are having, I'm having. If you guys remember that, let me know. Give me a one in the chat. If you remember, if you're finding challenges with having finding listings, maybe it's just some others that are calling me. But I literally was on a call with a realtor just 2 days ago, and she was saying, well, I'm going to start hitting up the foreclosure list. And I said, you should. We just talked about that and seeing what I can get out of that. And then she also asked about wholesaling. And so the point is, one of the reasons that we huddle is I want you guys to know that you're not alone. Everyone is in the same market, but everyone is going to get a different result based on how they execute, right? If you execute and you execute on the pointers and the tips that we're discussing each week, you're going to have a different result. I tell you guys all the time, we're still closing. The closing numbers are not what they were during COVID, but we're still closing. And if we're still closing and we're closing multiple deals with the same realtor, why can't one of those be yours? And so I want to remind you that as it relates to the seller leads, don't forget about the distressed sales. Don't forget about distressed sales. You have the foreclosures. And again, if some of those properties that are in foreclosure, they may have equity. They probably shouldn't even be in foreclosure, but for some oversight potentially. But then those that don't have equity, what do we say? Those are short sale opportunities. So make sure that you do not neglect your having conversations about listings. The following week, we talked about purchase ready buyers. For those of you that did not attend, I want to remind you, every buyer is not at A-list ready. They're not purchase ready. They may be interested, but I want you guys to always focus on who's closest to the closing table, right? Let that be your filter. Who is closest to the closing table? What did we say a purchase ready buyer was? We said a purchase ready buyer was someone who had gotten a pre-approval, right? They've met with a lender already. They're not speculating as to what they can afford or if they'll be qualified for a loan. They've already met with a lender. They've already met with you. They've met your requirements with a buyer consultation. right? You've decided that, yes, this is someone that I want to work with. Their expectations are in line with what I can deliver. Their expectations are reasonable, right? They're not trying to find a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house in Pembroke Pines for 300,000, right? They met with me. They get it, right? They know what my requirements are. They've signed my buyer brokerage agreement. They've conducted a consultation with me. Thirdly, I've set them up on a drip campaign. I have a way to continue to follow up with them. That was the third piece of purchase ready, right? Purchase ready. Are they ready to buy? And then they're getting the like we said, they're getting property sent to them. So that was last week, your purchase ready buyer. So again, not just anybody. And here's the deal. Once you set up this framework, anyone can run through this framework. Anyone that comes to you and says that they're ready to buy, great. There's someone that you want to talk to, but you're going to determine whether or not they are purchase ready so that you know where you want to place them in your funnel, right? Are they 30, 60, 90, a ways off, right? Now, today's topic, touch points. How many of you have met a prospect or you heard of, not you, right? This didn't happen to you. This happened to one of your colleagues where they said they were interested in selling. They said they were interested in buying. You lost touch with them. And then they said, oh yeah, by the way, and you say, oh, how did your search go? And they say, oh yeah, we just closed last month. It's great. Excuse me? Right? Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? We just met with the realtor. That didn't happen to none of y'all before, right? Maybe your colleagues. Don't laugh, Archie. Not you guys. That didn't happen to y'all before. Maybe someone else. There's someone in another room. We're just kind of preaching to the choir today. That is the worst. Joe said, yes, it has. That is the worst feeling ever. That is the worst feeling ever. Guys.
And it's serious. It started to feel personal at some point.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. It's like, excuse me, like I guess I'm not good enough. Like I tell my kid, I guess I'm chopped liver. Right? So what I want to accomplish for you guys today is the idea that even if you have a database, how often it happened to me with someone I speak to wow. Vanya says she spoke to this person every weekend for months and it happened to her. All right. So listen, is happening. Touch points. What I want you guys to, and you bring up a point, Vanya. I want to drop this in here. I want you guys to, whenever, and I'm gonna give credit to Keller Williams on this one, because this was a training point that they would make. Adding contacts to your database. Y'all ever heard that before? They teach you to add a certain number of contacts to your database exactly. Lion Desk is one that I use. And then I also have KV Core through the brokerage. But drop in the chat, that's a good, I was gonna, Vanya, okay, teacher's assistant. I was gonna ask you guys, what CRM are you guys using? And if you don't have a CRM, just don't say anything. You're gonna find one today. You're gonna find an inexpensive one, but drop in the chat which CRM you're using. Which CRM is everyone using? KW Command, okay. They're still using KW Command, Octavia? I thought that crashed and burned. I'm funny. I'm joking. KV Core and Follow Up Boss. Cool. Okay. What else? Wise Agent. KV Core. Hey, Octavia, you see, I'm not lying, right? They were just rolling it out when I was with KW, and it was touch and go, but it's improved. Okay. See, I wasn't being, cool. So that's the first point. Everyone, please, please use a CRM. Please, please, please. Okay. Vonnie says she likes KW Command. Please use a CRM. Find one. I won't necessarily say today because I don't know what's on your schedule today, but this weekend, find a CRM. Lion Desk is one that's inexpensive. If you're not with a brokerage that offers a CRM, find something that's inexpensive, but you must find a way to catalog your contacts, right? And then once you find those contacts, what we're talking about today is the next step, and that is strategically, regularly following up with those contacts. So the first step was that CRM. Now, what do you want your CRM to be able to do? You 100% want them to be able to email your contacts. This is very passive, but it's a touch, right? If you're one that has hundreds of contacts in your database, then obviously there's no way you're gonna be able to touch every one of them each month personally, right? Make a phone call each month. Many of them, it may not even be necessary because they're not close enough to the closing table, right? They're probably like 90 days out, 120 days out, right? Some of them, even if they don't ever necessarily use you, I want you guys to also look at your contacts as possible referral options. I've known many people that were not ready to buy, but oh my God, they refer, or they're not ready to sell, but they refer people that are ready to sell. So think of people as just a contact. Think of it like a web, like a network. You guys have ever seen that networking? Think of that one person. You say, if I communicate, that's the word. If I communicate with this person, with this contact frequently enough, with the right communication, it should return to me some business, right? So that's the first thing, email. Secondly, text message. Outside of individual text messages, you want to be able to mass text message. You want to be able to mass message your contacts. Let's say, for example, you are having, I'm going to use Vanya, for example. Vanya just did a very beautiful home buyers workshop for Mother's Day. I'm sure she emailed, I'm sure she sent, she made calls. But what if Vanya was able to send that email and right behind that email, send a text message saying, hey, check your email. I just sent you an invite to a fantastic home buyers workshop, or however she phrases it. You know, content is everything. The wording is everything, right? Double tap. Look at that as a double tap, right? So you email them, text message them, say, hey, check your email. I just sent you XYZ. Everyone checks their phone. Even if they're like me and some of the text messages kind of get pushed down at some point, they're going to see the text message. And to be quite honest, most people are not as busy as we are. Most people, if you text them, they see the text message right away. So it's going to be very, very, very effective. So that CRM that you use, it will be best if it also had a text messaging function. What is the next consistent touch point? Guys, when we say touch points, I want you to think like, what are some, I'm sure while we're having this conversation right now, you're thinking about a lead that was a very good lead that you're like, oof, when is the last time I even spoke to them? And I know that they would be a good lead, either them or they're in a network of people that could be a great lead source for me, right? This conversation today is intended to make you uncomfortable. If I haven't going down your, as they say in church, if I haven't gone down your road yet, just wait 1 minute. I'm coming. This conversation is intended to make you uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable because make no mistake, whatever I bring to you guys, this is something that I am refining even myself. But I tell you what, most of you, and I'm scared to put this out because I sometimes don't get my own text messages, but how many of you, the text messages help you remember to jump on the huddles or jump on a training call, or anything that you signed up for? If someone sends you a text, you're like, oh yeah, click, I'm in. So likewise, make sure that your CRM, exactly. Tiffany's like, yup, that's me. That's me. Even with the text message, I tell the team, I'm like, when we send them the text messages for the classes, they were like, oh, it's 15 minutes. I say, no, that is too long. I will forget in 15 minutes. You need to send it no more than 10 minutes ahead of time, because I will forget. Like, I'm just being honest. What I do for you guys, I do for you guys what I do for myself, because we're in the same space, right? So Pavlov, however you want people to act, train them in that way, right? What's another very effective touch point? MLS new listings. That's for buyers and sellers. For buyers, for sure, because you want to keep dangling the carrot in front of them. Like, oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another one. Oh, and another one. There's 3 today. That's a very effective touch point. Because it's not just the template, oh, spring is here, talk about spring cleaning. No, this is very pointed because, again, purchase ready buyer, they've done the consultation with you. They've told you what their interests are as far as location, price point, bed and bath mix, features of the home. This email is very pointed for them. And again, your MLS, which you've already paid for, is doing the work. Now, this is automation on steroids. This is the type of automation that you want, right? Same thing for sellers. Consider your sellers. Those that are saying like, I think so, but I'm just not sure. Consider using it for sellers to say, oh, guess what? Your neighbor around the corner, 3 streets over, 1 block over, that next community, look what's coming to market. Again, dangling the carrot in front of them, like, you said you want to move, others are moving, others are coming on the market, right? That is look at your MLS as a very effective touch point. For me, again, if you guys have buyers in your phones, in your database, reach back out to them and get them purchase ready. 30, 60, 90, even 120. If I had anyone that ever said to me right now, guys, right now, if anyone has ever reached out to you and said they were interested in purchasing and they have not purchased yet, you need to run them through your purchase ready framework immediately and make it efficient so it will be painless for them, right? Lastly, hot leads. Hot leads, when we talk about touch points, you just must get on the phone. You must get on the phone. Though you're not too busy, because remember, you're going to carve out time for your prospecting. You're not too busy to stay on the phone with your hot leads. Who are your hot leads? Your hot leads are the 30-day purchase ready buyers, 30-day ready to sell sellers. And you don't have that many. Let's just be honest. Like, come on. Like, if you got 20, you're doing good. And you can't call 20 people in 2 weeks, definitely each month you can call 20 people. All right. Your touch points. Remember your touch points. Remember your automated touch points. What we always want to automate it as much as possible. We want to automate it. So can I get them to get email drips? Can I send out this text message to get them to do whatever it is I want them to do? Either look at the email or respond to this text message, click a link, something along those lines. Joe said 20 people should be daily. Okay, Joe. I agree. If you carve it out well enough, I agree. Joe said 20 people daily. Love it. Love it. The MLS, automated. That's no work for you. You set it and forget it, right? You set it and forget it. And again, it's very specific to them. And then lastly, Joe said you guys can call 20 people a day. So he said it. He set the standard, the phone calls. Got to get on the phone. Got to get on the phone. And then the very last thing, because Vanya mentioned that she spoke to someone every weekend for months. What are you saying when you communicate with your contacts? Are you giving them a call to action? right? Are you giving them a call to action? Are you saying, hey, did you see that property that I sent you yesterday? It's pretty nice, huh? What do you think about it? Right? What do you think about that property? Or if it's a seller, did you see such and such 223 Main Street came on the market at, 500,000, 600,000. Make sure that the content is relatable, related to them, and that they can take action. Move away from canned communication. If you're not sending anything, at least send that, please. At least if you're not able to text or make a phone call, at least drop them in the database and send out what you guys said, Wise Agent, KV Core, KW Command, whatever template they have out there, at least do that. Do not go dark, guys. Do not go dark, okay? At least get them in your CRM and send them the templates, okay? At least send them that. And then from there, you're going to customize it so that it's very actionable. Basically, when you send something out, you should look at this and say, what do I want them to do? What is this piece of information? What is this content telling them to do when they read it, when they receive it? All right. Touch points. Again, today's conversation was meant to make you uncomfortable, not to inspire you, to ignite you into action. Because I know many of you probably have a CRM, but it's probably empty or barren or doesn't even have everyone. Is everyone that's in your phone in your CRM? They should be. They should be, because remember what we talked about. They'll forget. People, your sisters, your cousins, everyone in your phone needs to be in your CRM. Your doctor, your dentist, if you have their direct email address, they need to be in your CRM. Okay? You don't remember the name of your, okay. That's terrible. Then we know that you haven't been in your CRM. You don't even remember the name of it. You need to go figure it out. So, in closing, we got it done. Even without our fancy presentation, we generally always have a fancy presentation. In closing, I kind of been repeating it the entire conversation. Some things come to inspire you, make you feel good. Some things come to ignite you, make you uncomfortable, irritate you. I want to see you guys move into action, precise action, this weekend about your database, because summer is coming and I want you guys to enjoy your summer. I want you guys to work smarter, not harder, right? It is. I want you to work smarter, not harder. And I want you guys to feel confident that I use Lion Desk and I have KV Core. But I use Lion Desk and I have reminders set, and it'll send me emails for who I need to call each day and what I need to talk about. Whatever I talk about, I put it in my notes and I'll say what I want to talk about or follow up on the next time I speak to them. But I use Lion Desk for my contacts, for my reminders. You guys need to make sure that the marketing is taking place. You got to have some automation around your marketing. Right? Yes, like Joe said, you're going to call those 20 people, but how much more effective is your call going to be? How much cleaner, how much warmer? We talk about cold calling. How much warmer is your call, those 20 calls, going to be if you have sent them an email, if you sent them a text message? You have something to talk about. You have something to open up the call with, not just, hey, how's it going? Hey, did you see? My lender has a 1% down loan program right now. Do you know anyone that's looking to make a move? Anyone that's having a challenge with financing right now? And that's a real deal right now. One of our lenders has a 1% down program right now. You think they want to talk to you? Yeah. All right. So in our last minutes together, remember, some things come to inspire you, make you feel good. Some things come to irritate and ignite you and incite you into action. When those things come, just breathe, take it in, think, how am I going to address it? Because it's just room for improvement. Don't let it stall you. Don't stall. You can pause and think, but don't stall out. Don't just say, oh God, forget it. Here, another thing. Here we go, another thing. I've already been dealing with. That's what it is, right? We pivot. But remember, the last thing I want to take with you. Remember, we talked about all this lead gen, all this mining for leads and contacts is all for nothing if you do not catch them in a funnel and nurture them. Okay. All right, guys. We got done quickly today. That's what happens when I don't have my slides. I don't have my slides today, so we wrap it up. So I am going to be quizzing some people next week, making sure, and I'm definitely gonna ask specifically. Don't try and run now. I'm gonna ask some names. Just screenshot this. I'm gonna spot check some people. Ask what what CRM do you use? And do you have your touch point set up? At least an email. All right. All right, guys. Go finish your lunch. Recommend a source for housing for veterans.